According to legend, Mary Shelley holed up with her beau, Percy Shelley, Lord Byron, and a few others during a stormy night, and told ghost stories to one another in the dark, lit only by the fireplace. And that's where the seeds of her greatest novel were planted, and turned into Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. Now, nothing like Frankenstein will ever come from the dark and gloomy night depicted in Scare Me, but that doesn't mean this film doesn't celebrate the infectious energy that comes from creating stories. Welcome back to ML Miller Frights, a part of the Kings of Horror Network. I'm ML Miller. While you might be watching this video on the Kings of Horror Network, I urge you to click over to my ML Miller Frights page and give it a like, share with your buddies across the electronic superhighway, click subscribe to this channel, and don't forget to ring that bell for notifications. Let's get the word out to new folks so we can make the Kings of Horror Network, as well as ML Miller Frights, bigger and better. If you're in the Chicago area and love horror, you have no excuse not to head out to the Chi-Town Movies Drive-In for the Music Box of Horrors at the Drive-In. Every day in October for 31 Nights of Horror, there will be late shows, Sunday through Thursday, and double features every Friday and Saturday night. Every weekend is themed: Grindhouse Fridays, Rip-Off Saturdays, and Sequel Sundays. Tonight they're playing Return of the Living Dead, a modern zombie comedy classic that must be seen on the big screen to be truly appreciated. Look below for a link to the schedule, where to get tickets, and directions to this awesome horror event. Scare Me is new, streaming exclusively on Shudder. It's directed and written by Josh Rubin. Writer-director Josh Rubin plays Fred, a wannabe writer who has rented a cabin in the woods to get started on that novel he's been trying to write forever but has never had the time to. While walking one morning, he runs into Fanny, played by The Boys and You're the Worst's Aya Cash, an acclaimed novelist who has rented a cabin near Fred to do the same thing. When a storm causes the power in both cabins to go out, Fanny makes her way over to Fred's place and suggests that both of them tell scary stories to one another to pass the time until the power comes back on. Scare Me is a story celebrating the process of coming up with ideas and writing stories. It illustrates how bouncing ideas off of others is crucial in creating something worthwhile. Seeing Rubin and Cash lob one idea after another at each other is amazing fun. You can see the creative energy flowing from these two as they make fun of some ideas and compliment each other on others. Scare Me really does capture that elusive creative process and presents it clearly and honestly. Focusing on two writers at different stages in their careers is great fodder to pit these two characters against one another, utilizing friendly competition, playful jabs, the current political and social climate, and bitingly honest back-and-forthings for the simple reason of who can scare the other more. Even though this is just two people telling a story to one another, it isn't as simple or as boring as that. Rubin and Cash are fantastic comedic actors, able to contort their faces and bodies into all sorts of uproarious and animated poses and gestures. They don't simply tell this story. These two wildly funny actors bring their tales to life with an assortment of camera angles, tricks of light, and simple special effects. None of these stories are particularly scary, but they are absolutely fun tales and are soaked with a genuine love for the horror genre and all of the spookiness and ickiness that comes with it. Scare Me does have a late turn in tone, but I feel the film leads up to this switcheroo pretty well, given who these characters have presented themselves as and the genre this film falls into. While the bulk of the film rests on Rubin and Cash's shoulders, there are two smaller players worth noting. SNL's Chris Redd shows up as a pizza guy who happens to love horror and sticks around for a few tales. And the extremely talented Rebecca Drysdale, a writer for Key & Peele, dazzles every time she's on screen as a cab driver who loves to chat. These two background players really round out the cast and make the entire film feel full of comedic talent, even from the smaller performers. While Scare Me leads into the comedic side of horror comedy, it rests firmly in the genre due to the wonderful depiction of how stories are made, how competition between others is a good thing, bringing out the best in both, and how aspirations for greatness can be the downfall of many who simply write to succeed instead of write for writing's sake. I highly recommend Scare Me. If you're a writer, performer, or creative at all, you're going to find this thrilling, charming, and highly entertaining film to be a must-see. That'll be it for today. If you like this video, please pound that thumbs up button. Share this video with your social media addicted pals. I also have my best and the best of horror that'll be going on ML Miller Frights and ML Miller Writes every day in October, counting down to the #1 movie. Don't forget I have 2 new horror comic book trade paperbacks you should look for. Grave Trancers is out now, and Pirouette collecting never-before-published issues will be out in late November, early December. Diamond order code APR 201712. And be sure to subscribe to this channel and ring that bell for alerts to be the first to see my future videos. Thank you so much for your time, and take care.
You're doomed to live the life you're meant to be, stuck inside your reality.